Bill Meyer, North Haven. First off, thanks for putting us on. Too bad we didn't have this prior to you guys having to go vote. When I think back of all the atrocities that have happened with the guns, period, there's two common factors: the weapon and the person. Why is it that we were so hell-bent on pursuing the weapon as opposed to the mental side of it, the medical side?
I'm sorry.
No, that's my question. I just don't understand, because if the weapon didn't kill anybody, it was the person.
Right. We are, if you were here, you got here late, I think. We're looking at the mental health. There's a year study, but it's more complicated. Federal money, federal laws, state laws, and HIPAA laws. And that is being addressed. But that's a major problem.
But why is it that we, the state here in capital, whatever, why is it that we had, or are we the poster child? Was it that, is it because we're a smaller percentage of people as opposed to non-gun owners that we were targeted? Or why couldn't we take that year time for the study for the mental health? Why couldn't we pursue that path as opposed to going directly into this?
I would have to say, as far as the poster child, I think the majority party, along with the governor, wanted to do something very quickly, and then we did slow the process down. So I think Sandy Hook obviously did have a big part of this.
Correct.
I don't think we would have been here, to be honest with you, if it wasn't for Sandy Hook.
But how is this one any different than all the other ones that have occurred?
Well, I think because what happened in Colorado this summer, and what's happened in Virginia Tech, it's happened in Texas, it's been happening more and more frequently. Mental health, it's almost all the same patterns, the same age groups, same type of people, similar weapons, or similar guns, and our, like you said earlier, I think our governor and our majority party wanted to do this for many years before I even got here, and last year and the year before when I was there, and it was always stopped. And now with Sandy Hook, it wasn't going to be stopped this year.
But again, it goes back to why didn't they pursue the mental illness back then when it was really starting to become more rampant?
We should have, for the last 20 years, our country has turned a blind eye to mental illness. The insurance industry doesn't cover, and under this bill, they're going to start non-mandated coverage, very minimal. We'll see what happens in the next year to the consumer, to the individual. But for years, it was pushed away. Mainly because of HIPAA, the ACLU. There's a lot of reasons for it. Yeah, and we have to coordination to address that. That's the biggest part, to be honest with you. But I think our governor and the majority party wanted to make a statement, to be honest with you.
Yeah. All right, thank you.
Hi, my name is Joe Zito. I'm from East Haven, Connecticut. I'm fortunate enough to belong to two gun clubs, Hamden and one in Guilford. My wife was having a problem with her 22 Smith & Wesson 41 competition handgun. I brought it to the range today and was trying out. Was informed by someone whose town I won't mention is on the SWAT team, saying that it was illegal for me to possess a handgun that's registered to someone else. So, Mike, is that true or not?
It'd be illegal for you to carry it, but as long as you don't. But no, you can use it at the range.
Terrific. My other question is, and again, I'm not comprehending things, so forgive me, but what was the thought process of limiting a handgun's capacity to 10? The ability for me to carry 15 rounds in my SIG at my home, 15 rounds at one of my gun clubs, 10 rounds on the street, I will abide by that. What about the criminal, though? I mean, it seems like, and again, it seems like the laws were passed for the majority of the people that I heard here this evening who are law-abiding citizens. And coupled with that is, if you're infringing on my rights by passing these laws, I hope that you folks, when it comes time for the mental issue up at the state, and people are saying, well, the HIPAA laws, well, the hell with the HIPAA laws. You're infringing on my rights. Those people should also have infringements on their rights, too.
I'm going to have Mike talk about the 10 to 15, because that was on a pistol, because a lot of the magazines come with 15. That was a real bone of contention that went back and forth.
Well, what I'm saying is the guy on the street that's gangbanging and the criminal isn't going to say, oh, geez, you know, the governor, the people in Connecticut can only carry 10. That's all I'm going to put in my magazine. So the only one you're hurting are the people here that I've heard this evening that are good citizens. So, I know it wasn't easy, contrary to I wouldn't want to be in anybody else's shoes.
Thank you for coming. Yes, sir.